All right, cool. Let's see here. Welcome back, everybody. So I am picking up where I left off on building my little thing here. I'm going to apologize for the noise in the background. I work in a 5x10 office. That's feet. And I have my 3D printer running in the background. So fun. All right, let's get back into it. I'm gonna go ahead and open up my camera controller again. And I'm streaming this one. I don't always stream these. I always put my streams of my work up online, but I don't always do them live. That's not maybe morphologically what I was looking to express, but let's get into it either way. All right, so I have my camera controller here. I've got this big old thing. Let's comment some things first. So this is going to be find cameras, because that's going to create our camera database. We have a option to set up the database and then also to reset the database and then set it up again. So that's cool. I think maybe today I'll get into making new cameras, but the next thing I got to do for sure is build controls around these guys. That's going to be the next big thing. I also need a new way to interact with different cameras. So I'm going to have my pawn possession system still, but I'm also going to start messing around with like in between cameras that will lerp between those pawns. That'd be really cool. That's what my soul yearns to do next. But then I can also do I have this in my virtual character here. I have this tiny cinema camera set up. I made it tiny so that it would be out of the way more. I don't think that affects the transforms, or at least it doesn't affect the FOV as far as I know. But I'm really excited to see if we can find a way to do this. I was setting this up, and I sent it to Sam from Rococo. Maybe I shouldn't name check anybody. Maybe that's bad manners. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let's see how much trouble we can get into today. So the camera controller, all the functionality's working. We left everything in a great place. I'm gonna try getting these lerping cameras working. That's where my soul yearns to go. So, wow, I sound so different when I'm live. And it's like, whoa, wow, somebody could show up at any second. So let's be on it. So we have our switch cameras here, which changes the possessions. So basically, if we're either using the current cam or we're setting it to a new value, which actually probably should set that current cam afterwards. Oh, that'd be interesting if it didn't. Man, that's a good one. It's interesting because we have this current cam value for a refresher. That is the camera that we're using. That's what we're targeting. So it's not necessarily what we're viewing, but it is like what we've selected next. Because I've created these situations where currently I'm just using these stand-ins here. We'll replace these with real actions eventually. But I have comma and period toggling through everything. So it does the current cam plus and minus. It's got this whole thing, goes through our counter capper, which will, I'm just using as a function here. I might use it as a function in other blueprints, and just reference it and run it, because I think I can do that. Not a pro game dev. Not really completely sure, but I do what I can. So these things are great. This thing is going to let us toggle things. I'm excited about that. Where do I start? Okay, so whenever we're switching cameras, we're doing this. So let's create a new switch case. Not a switch case. Let's create a new Boolean statement over here. I'm going to add one called lerp cameras. I just love that word. Lerping. And so I'm trying to think of how we should do this. So we should, maybe we need to collapse these into new functionality. Definitely going to need a new branch at some point. So we're going to be on that lerp. And we could create just another one called switch cameras by lerping. But that would maybe be a little bit extra. That would get a little bit redundant. We could put new functions or events inside of this for each switch, kind of switch. That would be interesting. But then ultimately, I don't want to over-engineer anything, even if it might mean being a little bit more modular. Let's see what we can do. So if it is going to lerp, if it is going to falsely, like if it's not going to do that, then it can go into its current paradigm. Yeah. So basically, I mean, I've been a little obtuse so far. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a system where whenever we press an extra button with whatever button we are going to normally use with this system, is we're going to be able to add a translation that happens between frames. So like, let's say our camera's in one place and we want to switch it to another. We could just cut to it, or we could create something that happens in the middle and then it just like transitions, which is awesome. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a new lerp situation for this. And I'm going to call this switch cameras. Let's create a custom event. And we're going to call that lerp between with camera. So what we're going to do is we're going to do about 3 or 4 things. We're going to create a new camera. We're going to switch between the different points, and we're going to set our view target to that camera, and then we are going to destroy it. So let's start by create from class. And then, you know what? Let's give it a transform. Let's give this a whole transform point. And then we're gonna give it more stuff as we go along, but we'll start here and that'll be fine. Again, I don't know how audible my 3D printer is, but I'm sorry about that. It's distracting me for sure. And then, okay, so we're just gonna create. I'm gonna make a new cinema camera subclass. It's gonna give me even more abilities. Blueprint class. And I'm gonna look up cinema camera, cine camera, cine select, and then what that's gonna do, I'm gonna call this lerp cam, and that's gonna let me just have control over a new subclass. It's gonna have everything a cinema camera has. It's just gonna be, it's just gonna, if I have to, for whatever reason, affect the event graph for this thing, it's gonna be its own boy instead of whatever me affecting all the cinema camera functionality throughout the whole thing. I don't think I can even do that. I think the actual cinema camera functionality is in C++ code, so, which is at the present moment beyond me. So let's create our lerp camera. It's always going to be a lerp cam, otherwise I would function this out. I think in this case it's reasonable to limit that. So we have a starting point. Let's compile it so we can see our I guess we don't I guess we don't get to customize that that default value for that transform. Interesting. So this is gonna put us in the, what we want from this is we want to be in the exact same place that our pawns are, because last time we did this, we created this invisible pawn thing here. Ignore camera pawn for now. We're gonna come back to that. We created these guys, and this. Notice we don't have any changes to anything other than just like on our Cinecam here. Oh, why don't we even? Why are those even? There's no reason those can't be full size. I thought that was weird. So yeah, this is our pawn. This mesh component, we could probably actually get rid of this because it's the collision component that's actually doing stuff, and we don't want to see this mesh anyways. I'm gonna leave it in case I want it later, but it annoys me that I can't like hide things, like I can't press the H button inside the blueprint editor. So that's fine, but anyways, but we'll know that when we get our invisible pawn, the transform we get from that will equate to being a direct transformation of the Cinecam that's lying underneath it. So, and the lerp cam being a child of the Cinecam, we can just do some casts, and then we should be all good to be able to get data from those cameras. So we're going to create a new lerp cam. Then I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to... Whoa. What do I need to do next? Ah, yes. I want to set view target. So the next question, so we're going to do this. I'm going to take my lerp cam, have that be the new value. You can just set anything to view target, I think. It doesn't have to be a Cinecam. We want it to be a Cinecam, so it's going to be important. But actually, before we set that, we probably want a middle node in here. I'm going to... Nah, it only goes one way. Maybe I wanted to create something that had a Cinecam component inside of it instead of a whole new situation here. That's very possible that I messed that up. We shall see. Let's go ahead and just wire this for now. That's going to be okay. We're going to have to come back and add some functionality here. Let's check my lerp cam. It does have a camera component. So maybe I want that camera component. I'm contradicting myself. Sorry about that. Camera. I want to add one. This is still fine. We actually want to set... oh, wait, no. Yeah, we want to set something. So the main things we're going to set are aperture. Focus. And then focal length. So I'm going to create a sequence. And I am going to need to get all that data. So the way I'm going to do that is by grabbing it off the function. So this. So I will need to get, that's probably the best place to start next. Even just, no, we can leave that. I think I can just get a Cinecam component object reference. So we're gonna need 2 of them. Actually, we're gonna need an endpoint too, right? So this is also gonna be somewhere. Camera A, camera B. And then is there a way I can like mess with this and then that'll change it to be the first thing? No. It's the height of laziness. All right. Like I don't even want to go through this menu. Just this menu stresses me out sometimes. All right, cool. Because we are actually gonna, because we're gonna lerp between these cameras, we're gonna set it up so that over time we're transitioning everything between the cameras. So we could theoretically, we could have 2 cameras on top of each other, and while we're lerping between them, we're gonna be able to like, basically just put whatever we want in the path of, like we can, I'm having trouble articulating this. we can set this up so that, let's say, even if we weren't translating the camera across space, we had 2 cameras that are identical, but we wanted to change the zoom factor, and we wanted to automate that. So we knew that camera 1 was at 35 millimeters and camera 2 was at 85 millimeters, and then we wanted to, you know, set a path for it. So we could set this up so that it timed out, and then like it timed itself so that it could you know, create this automated zoom effect, which I think would be incredibly cool. Oh, sorry. My wife was texting me. Just looked at it, and it's just her telling me that I'm funny. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what's going on. So let's get camera A, and then we're gonna get focus settings. We're gonna get reroute. This is like Blueprint Ninja stuff when you start rerouting in crucial places. It's awesome. Oh yeah. Focal length. No. Aperture. Here we go. It's not too spaghetti, especially because they're different colors. It kind of works out really nice. I hate this stuff so much. I just feel like it gets too confusing. Sequences help some, you know, but doesn't do everything for you. Let's go with some actually, you know what? That might be good for now. So what we need to do is we need to command. I'm going to just create a quick one. I'm going to steal it from my spacebar. Lerp between with camera, and then oh, you know what? I feel like we need a event before this event. let's create another custom event. Lerp. And this is just a pre-event that's going to set up all of these data points. Because conceivably we might want to set up a lerp that isn't necessarily tied to the data that we're going to find with this one. But we'll set this up to help us out. So this might be a really janky way of doing things. I just want to create as much modularity as possible. So I'm going to get pawn. You know what? I might need to player pawn. Nice. We're the only player here. That's how we're going to do it. So we're going to grab camera component. Oh no, we're going to cast to invisible pawn first. Now we can get a cine camera. Component. Come on. Come on. We just did this, didn't we? We just did this. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna just copy that on over. Ooh. Let's see. Visible pawn. It does have a cine cam. Get cine cam. I think that's the, yeah, because it's the object we want, even if it's not like just trying to filter by class to find it. It's an object reference. That's cool. So we'll make this camera A. And then I'm also going to get transform. Get actor transform. Send that to the starting point data. I'm going to send that over to lerp between cameras. We might not always choose to, yeah, no, we're always probably going to set that up and fire it here. So our pre-lerp is great because it's going to help us find the two cameras. If we ever want to not do it this way, if we ever want to just have a separate lerping function that just lerps a camera between 2 points with two cameras, and they're not necessarily the same cameras that we're using like as our current camera, like we can do that. And that is also really cool. We just want as many possibilities as possible. Let's see. Okay, so that was on the space bar. Yes. This is a lot of code to code before you test anything. So let's just see what happens. All right, cool. Got my slow camera. And I just saw something change in the outliner. So let's see if we can find our lerping camera. Lerp cam. Nice. Okay, that's the same view that we have currently. That's good. That's good. Yep. Yeah, details. Camera component. Film back, lens settings, manual. Yeah. Just confirming that's indeed Cinecam, because it just says camera component. Okay, Cine camera. Geared towards cinematic. Okay, yes. Because you don't want just any plain old camera. You have to make sure you're not using the camera component. That thing has its uses, but man, not for this. I will never be using one of those for this. So that's cool. So we've just created it. We've just created a, we're playing the game right now. We just created the same view, same thing. All right, sweet. So now we need camera B. So that's what's interesting with this, right? So how do we figure out what camera B is supposed to be? Because this is a tricky part. We might have something really specific in mind. I'm gonna say that camera B for right now, for just creating the next functionality, is gonna be whatever's next in the chain. Remember that when we click through our period and comma buttons, that we're gonna be going through this entire cache. So I'm gonna say that clicking back and forth on those while we have this enabled is gonna lerp to the next camera. So, because it could kind of theoretically all be a one shot like this with no cuts. I mean, we're live, so it's kind of a one shot, but Spielberg and all that. Switch cameras, still here. Pre-lerp. Okay, so this is fun because we now need to build the rest of it. So pre-lerp, this is our camera A, right? So we still need to find camera B. And what we could do is we could specify a camera B. Let's put an input here. And then let's Boolean this. And then I'm going to do two things. I'm going to make two Booleans. First one's going to say lerp next. And then the next one's going to be lerp up and lerp down. And this is how we'll do things by default for now. We might replace this with a switch case later. So branch. I type if for branch. It's clearly a way that devs have set it up so that you can find it easier, but it's just very fast to type if. BR isn't that bad either, but I don't know. I think my brain's better at typing things I know. So lerp next. In any case, we're always gonna be doing this. So false goes there too. But I'm gonna make another one of these for up down. So we don't we don't need two of these. Down, yeah. That's just silly. Yeah, cool. So these are just very minor switch cases. It's probably better if we switch case everything. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Normally I'd say don't over prepare for this kind of thing. Don't pre-optimize is what a friend of mine always says, but then let's this isn't something we're gonna mess up. Oh, that's a death sentence right there. That's an absolute death sentence. So camera options. So I'm gonna make one called up chain, and then let's make one called lerp down chain, lerp to specific. I don't even know how I'm going to use these transitions. just trying to build a battery of helpful tools to make this whole thing look cool, because you don't want to spend too much time in it. Like YouTube videos take too long to make anyway. So, all right, let's see. Is anything in the chat? Oh, I do have someone. Oh, shoot. I have somebody in the chat. Someone was in my chat today. I haven't been streaming. This is maybe my first stream, actually. Did not expect anybody to show up for this. Sorry, Original 9. I didn't realize that you were there. Oh, and I got Duxie's here too. I'm wow. We got some folks in the chat. I didn't even realize. I just kind of expected this to be me and then little old me just hanging out. So what's up, guys? Yeah. If you guys have any questions, you should definitely let me know what's up, and then I will be able to make all this clearer. I'm kind of just going with my own flow right now, but if you're curious about any of this stuff, I'd be happy to explain it all to any depth I can. All right. Yeah. No, it's amazing what we're gonna be able to do. Yeah, I feel like it's starting to hit that early point where it's like things are gonna go crazy. Duxie, how do you get started with Unreal Engine? It's a really great question. I got started with Unreal Engine after I had done some other things that helped me get good at it earlier, so I don't have like a super clear answer for that. Like I have my little brother is a Unity guy. Like he's built a bunch of Unity games. He's a graphic designer, but like in his free time he'll build a lot of itch stuff. Yeah, he will. So the way I got into it was actually some people at my last job who wanted me to look into it for work. But I had used Unity a little bit with him helping me out, and I had also just like I had done other things before. Like it sounds so funny to me now because like I've gotten a lot older. Like a lot older than this period in my life, but I did Roblox when I was a kid. This is back in like 2007, 2009 maybe. Roblox was like way like just like a different game, but I started with those, and that's where I started learning how to program. I guess my first game engine was called Click Team Fusion. You can still find it on Steam, but it's really old. But getting used to that logic's really important. So like how would I suggest someone start with Unreal? I guess I would answer that by trying to explain like how I explain how I learn anything. So like the way I learn things usually is project to project. Like the way I learned how to do what I'm showing right now, building this camera controller, the way how I learned how to do that is by legitimately just like planning build a game. Yeah, Original 9. Yeah, build a game. Like find your goal. Like, what do you really want to do? Like, the first thing I wanted to do was VTubing, and I wanted to do VTubing like kind of before there was a lot of VTube. I had a different channel. I had a different avatar. It was before I grew a mustache in real life, and I don't know if you saw this. I've got my VTube mustache here. I promise you, it's a shadow of the majesty of my mustache in real life. But like I had written an episode. Yes, definitely give Unreal a download. They have a installer. You can go to their website. They'll have you sign up for an account. There's like 2 different license options. One of them is like a game building license, and then the other one is the other one's like a content creating one, and I think that's the one I signed up with, but I'm not sure that that's like not sure anybody's super worried about it. Unreal's free. You can just download it. But like write down what you want to make. Like for me, I got into Unreal because I'm a filmmaker. My background's in traditional filmmaking, and I'm like, okay, I could make a show with a virtual avatar. That'd be really fun. I don't like being on camera, but I have like funny, weird stories and stuff to share. So that's how I got that's how I got into this. So yeah, like good questions, but yeah, like write down what you want to make, and then figure everything out from there. Like get a blank piece of paper and just write down like the title of the thing, or if you don't even have one, that's fine. Write down what you want to make. Write down some like descriptions. Write down requirements. Like write down like what makes the project a success. Like I need to do this, this, and this. Like in this, what I'm doing right now in this stream is yes, I'm interested in virtual production, but VTubing is a way to be there. And no, I agree. I'm not sure I'm following you there. I'm not sure quite what you mean by that. What was I gonna say? Lost my train. Yeah. For virtual production or VTube or a game or whatever you want to do, I'd say write it down and then just like figure out everything you need to be able to get to your goals. Like make it as goal centric as possible. That would be my advice on how to get started with Unreal. Because like the reason I know as much as I do about blueprints and programming is because I've like written code in other programs. So I think it's really easy to pick up, but I know I have a bias because I've used other things. So hopefully that helps. Sorry I didn't realize that anyone was in this chat. Please hit me with anything. I'm happy to answer any questions. But I'm going to keep coding this. I'll break it down for you guys, continue as I go. I don't know if you've been here the whole time, but the context of this is we're building a camera controller. I built part of this offline. So I have this camera controller. The focus isn't working right now, but I can switch between them, right? Like I want to be able to, have like the ability to like kind of be in a show. So I can like cut to here, cut to here, cut to here, cut to here. I just have 2 cameras right now, but when I built this before, I set it up so that I could have like infinite ones, and I could like give them their own number. So there's like a number ordering system. Are you going to use any type of mocap? Yeah, actually. Duxie, I know I met you yesterday at the at Sam's stream for Rococo. I do have a Rococo suit. Currently, my suit is like kind of down for repairs, but I have a meeting with their team to help me out tomorrow. I have Rococo and it's good. The thing for me is like, so I'm working in a very small apartment, so I have a very small office, and the mocap solutions that use suits are so hot, and like the second I turn this AC on in the window, you're going to be really mad at me because it's going to sound horrible. So I use Steam VR for this thing. Like I can give you a quick little tour. So like, let me see if I should be able to just pop these guys on. And I use Live Link Face, which I don't have set up at the moment. Yeah, see, here we go. Here's some hands. It needs a little work still. You can see my wrists are looking a little crappy, but like this is part of it. I use Live Link for my head, so when I like move my head in real life, it like moves my head and shoulders a little bit, which I've covered in one of my videos. If you guys are interested in that, if you're interested in like specifically setting that up, but that's what I'm doing for mocap. Yes, I am going to use mocap, though. Interestingly, I feel like people who want to do VTube should not feel like they have to get a mocap suit. Like let me see if I can open Live Link real quick. Who knows? I wasn't really planning on it. Here we go. See, like here I am. So, you can see this. So like, let me put my phone. If you have an iPhone, you can do this really simply. You can borrow some. Oh yeah, no, Citizen Meta 1 is awesome. I don't spend that much time on Twitch. I know I need to, but like whenever I get on Twitch, I have like pretty bad ADD. So like whenever I hop on Twitch, there's just like a million things to click on, and then I get scared and then I stop. I have, dang it, I'm dropping my cell phone that I'm using for the face. But like, so, yeah, here we go. it's like selfie mode. And then, but anyways, I have my index controllers set up to also have my, to rock my camera controls here so I can pan my camera around, which I'm super excited about. Yeah, Citizen Meta 1, aka Matt Workman, that dude is a genius. He like me was a cinematographer and then just started getting into all this Unreal stuff, and he built a cinematography simulator for Unreal Engine. I have an issue with mouth movement. Mouth movement's pre-recorded. I don't know how his ones got so good live. Oh, okay, yeah. So Unreal just dropped a new. That's an embarrassing position to leave my character in. They just dropped a new update to the LiveLink Face app, which has a calibrator, which made me really mad because I made a whole video about how to make a calibrator, and then they just built one right into the app. It's like, oh shoot. Well, there goes my hard work. Yeah, if mouth movements pre-recorded. Yeah. Do you have did you build your own custom avatar or yeah, you know about it. Cool. Do you have a custom avatar, or did you download a Vroid, or what are you working in? Still doesn't work for you. Very annoying. Yeah, cool. Send me, I sent you my site. You can just send me oh, MetaHuman. Cool. Yeah. MetaHuman, with mouth movements. I've messed with them before. I was still at a company when they dropped, and it was my job to research them, and I had to do a demonstration for my company with MetaHumans, and they're not simple. You're probably pretty versed. I don't want to talk about it like you're brand new to it. Yeah, please reach out. I'm happy to help as much as possible. I'm getting a little distracted though. I do want to continue to work on my camera controller. So now that I've showed you guys what I'm doing, if it's helpful, let me see what I can continue to show you here. So we've got so this is the blueprint code. You guys saw the camera cuts that I just did. If it wasn't clear, or if you missed it earlier, I'm building a functionality that will just translate between the cameras. So this is all set up. Okay, cool. Yeah. So the next thing I'm gonna do is just figure out, I'm gonna set up this lerp camera options. This is gonna give me the opportunity to, and again, I know some of this stuff is gonna be really technical, like Original 9, Duxie. I need to check out your videos. I need to see where you guys are at, because I don't want to overwhelm you either. But I do got to get through some of this stuff because it takes me forever, and I get way more done when I stream. If I just sit and code, I will just get stuck forever. But if I feel like somebody's watching, or even if somebody's not watching, then I end up getting a ton done. So the next thing I'm going to do here, so I made those lerp camera options. I'm going to make a new, I'm just going to call this lerp 2B options. And then this is good. Do your thing, go in. Yeah, bro, I'm going in. Yeah, that's my thing. Yeah. All right, so lerp camera options. Lerp camera options. Here we go. Yeah, so this gives me a control menu. And basically, if I just come up here and I create a switch, when we start this, I'm gonna go to this switch here, and then we're gonna this is gonna trigger a different chain based on what option that we're using, and then I'm gonna no matter what, I'm gonna find the same camera A for now. So because we're setting up our camera A, right? That's important. So I'm gonna move this, and then sequence things here. I love, if you haven't done blueprints yet, man, it's just to me, because I have written code in the past, it's so obnoxious, especially if you're just staring at a wall of text. where this feels like I'm making a flow chart, and it's like, okay, cool, I can just drag things around. It's amazing. Like I said, I feel like I don't know you, I don't know both of y'all, so like I don't want to like hit you with anything that's over or under your limit here, you know? Like I don't want to talk down to you, and I don't want to confuse you. It's like it's a tough thing to do for sure, and I'm not a professional programmer. I'm a filmmaker, so I'm just talking and I'm losing it. All right, so we're gonna go lerp up chain, lerp down chain. So we need a way of finding what's next in the chain. So we need to find we need code that will let us find the next valid camera in our sequence. And I'm gonna cheat for now, and I'm gonna build something that will break, which is fine. But we'll see if this we are similar. It's like Blender nodes. Yeah, no, totally. It's like Blender nodes. It's exactly like that. Instead of passing on data from a texture to a shader, like I'm just passing transform data. So this is rotation and rotation, location, and scale data. It's the same thing. Although we have even more controls here than we have in Blender, like being able to do sequences and doing switches. Like this is amazing. So this is going to be really cool. Before I get ahead of myself here, I'm going to go back to what we're creating here. So guys, this is the brass tacks. Like this is where the rubber meets the road. We're going to I'm actually going to rewire my comma keys here so that instead of these here, I'm going to alt click and get rid of those. Instead of these switch camera nodes, I'm going to do the switch camera, but I'm going to do it as a part of our lerp sequence. Yeah. So I'm going to create sometimes I don't get that far. I'm create a what? I'm going to do that pre-lerp between cameras. This is our function, our event that sets up our event. And then, so this is camera minus. So we're going to lerp down chain, and this is our camera plus. So we're going to lerp up chain. And this is not, this is really not complicated stuff. These are all just like custom events I made. You can just pass on from thing to thing here. So like, but basically, we're going to save ourselves some time. So we're going to switch cameras, but then I don't think we might not even, you know what? I think we got to switch. This. We got to bypass it. And then okay. So let's set up wait, I'm not in the right spot. Yep. So up chain, down chain shouldn't be the same thing should kind of apply for each of these. Let's see, I'm blanking. I find it very hard to use the part of my brain that talks to people. Yeah, I do blank out really quickly. Yeah, I'm severely ADD. That's why I don't watch much Twitch, because I feel like certain social media platforms just absolutely like I don't have TikTok because like I really can't function on stuff like that. Like it's totally fair. This is also like my first stream. Like this is the first time I've tried to stream blueprints with anybody watching. So thank you guys for being patient with me. So let's. So I have functionality built in here that finds cameras. So I'm gonna get those. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna just Control W and clone it over here. So I'm getting a camera on each of these. So I'm gonna save a temporary camera. We're gonna call this nope. camera B lerper temp. It's a terrible name, but everybody needs one. So this is for the lerp up chain. We're going to add another integer. We're going to add 1. And then we are going to set that up so that well done food. Oh man, it's so hot in this apartment. I feel like I'm getting cooked. So in a way, what you said directly applies. One thing I always do is I always make these. I turn these into minuses. I add minus. If you remember back to math class, that's how that goes. Yeah. So I think this B lerper temp can be the same no matter what here. But like I'm switching to one of these. This one's going to be the +1. This one's going to be the -1. And then I think that's all I need for this, because what I need to do with that is I'll get that, and I'm gonna grab B lerper temp. I should also say that this is like fairly cognitively demanding. This is not. Oh, interesting. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to get cine cam, and then we plug that in here. So we need components, not objects. Do I have socials? Yeah, I'm sort of in the process of getting everything set up. Like part of the reason I'm streaming, I don't know that I want to be like I guess like the terms like, what's the term? Just like a tutorialist on YouTube. Like I'm definitely gonna make them because they're helpful, and I feel like I know a couple things that I haven't seen any people post yet. I have Instagram, but it's like I used to post cinematography stuff on Instagram. I didn't really, and I haven't used it for a long time for like multiple reasons. But I do have socials. I mean, the best thing I posted up in the chat. I sent Original 9 my website. Like that's probably the best place to find work I've done in the past. I'm sort of in the process of like kind of transforming what I do and how I present myself. Because like if you look at a lot of the work that I have made in the past, it's like cinematography and just very bold looking visuals, whereas like now, you know, here's this guy. It's a totally different thing, but I think I like this more. I think that the VTube thing is such an opportunity and such like a cool way to present yourself to the world. Like it's an opportunity to tell not only not only create cool content, but like create better stories. Like there are things that I can do with VTube, it's like things that I can share, experiences I can create that are totally new. That gotta keep learning how to talk and code at the same time. Wow. Let's see here. So I'm gonna grab get actor transform, and then plug that in here. Sweet. So then we have our camera B situation. So lerp up and down, and then I think actually something I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my previous event here. I bypassed these events. I'm gonna grab them and I'm gonna pull them up here, because after we're done like lerping to these cameras, we're gonna want to be able to control them again, because that would be really annoying if we couldn't do that. How old are you? I am 26. I feel like I'm an old 26, because I'm married, and at this point I didn't go to college either, so I've been working for a long time, and I just feel a little bit older than most of my friends. I guess I have one friend who has a kid already who's a little younger than me, and that feels old. But yeah, I don't know. I'm 26. I feel like no one has opinions about. I feel like people are like, oh, 25 is the pinnacle of youth, and people are like, oh, I'm 30, I'm old, and 27, people are like, that's starting to be old, and 26, I feel like people just leave you alone. You have your whole life ahead of you. good time to jump into this side of things. Yeah, totally. It's a good time to jump into everything. I also started skateboarding during COVID. I don't know if you guys watch Mark Rober, but I did his online engineering class. Got pretty into that. We need to test this blueprint. Let's test this blueprint. Let's see if this will work. So we've set this up. We basically just sent data to this custom event. It picks up right here. We need to actually push it over. So I'm gonna push myself here. I'm gonna try and just like shoot out this code. Come on, timeline. We're gonna. If you guys think I can't focus, watch me type. Oh man, these things. If you don't know about these things, these are amazing. So this is a timeline. I'm gonna call this lerp cam timeline, and I'm gonna open it. It's like it's its own thing you can open up. I'm gonna add a float track, and then I'm gonna do something very basic. You can design curves in this thing. Oh no, you should talk as much as you want to. I feel like I legitimately I haven't done this before, and I'm extremely honored that I actually have people watching me while I'm doing my my first stream. So that's pretty cool. Add key to curve float. So I'm still going to talk about what I'm doing though, because if it's helpful, it's helpful. This is like a basic blueprint that like, man, I couldn't do anything without this. All right. So see, I'm just creating this like this basic this linear curve here. If I change the length to 1, basically what I've done is just created a blueprint component that just says like, hey, over 1 second, raise a value from 0 to 1, which is super boring, but we can change it. So we get this new track out. So what are we going to do with this data that we get out of this? We can change the rate at which this plays. You will end up having to edit. You'll end up having to edit what? What do I have to edit? I don't like editing. I've done a lot of editing. Not a huge fan of it. All right. So we have our new actor, right? So we have this. Let's promote him to a variable. So we have this new camera. So we're gonna call this lerper cam, and we're gonna just sneak him in here. So we can pull lerper cam back, and we can edit him some more. So we're gonna. Oh no, we're not gonna set lerper cam. We're gonna get lerper cam. So whenever it updates, we're gonna edit those 3 or 4 values. Oh yeah, should do it from here. Actor transform. We're gonna edit the transform. Set transform. Set actor. So many of these. Actor world local. Set actor location. What am I making now? I did go over that a little bit. This stream, if people keep interrupting, so yeah, like maybe I might have to. I'm not gonna publish this stream. I've been kind of recording all my streams and just been compiling them for just like a cheap Gumroad package that people can just buy. So if people want to watch me like code every inch of my Vtube setup, it's like it's there, and it's not cut, and it's not like the most it's not a tutorial series, but like I'm just gonna have it up, and hopefully nobody thinks that that's like a greedy move or anything like that. It's for me, it's just like a way to document my setup, but then also I guess potentially if so I don't even have them linked to my channel yet. Like I still need to like make it look nice first. That'd be funny if somebody's watching this in that package and know what's up. Yes, I might. So I might have to edit this stream. Cool. Actor location. Set transform. So set actor relative transform. Set actor transform. You don't want relative in this situation. All right. So on this update, so this is like every sub-second in this 1 second, we get to fire this. I'm gonna fire this actor transform, and then we're going to mess with the other things here. The focus aperture stuff. Oh yeah, see, this is redundant. I don't want to write that code. What I want to write here is I want to lerp this, right? So I want to lerp between two things. So I'm going to take this value and I'm going to type in lerp transform. So I'm going to have my first transform that's coming in here. And then I guess this is going to be, I'm going to have to, I could grab this data point and like drag it over, but that's going to be really messy. So I'm just going to promote it to a variable real quick. And then I'm just going to have that data saved and I can bring it back. I think I'll just keep calling it starting point. It's probably a safe name for now. I might have to change that later if I want to call something else starting point, but this should be a good way of doing this. Starting point and then ending point. I'm going to promote that as well. I do have to fire events to make that happen. If you don't hit those execute pins here, nothing's going to happen. So yeah, so we're gonna lerp all of this stuff. Anytime you have an alpha pin here and a lerp, that 0 to 1 is what changes something across a string of values. So if I have my starting point and I have my ending point here, over time, as we lerp this, we will move the camera over. So like that's a good place to start. I'm gonna compile that and let's see if that doesn't work. So if I hit period, so far no dice, but we're very close. So, yeah, I'm gonna hit play from start so that it would work properly every time. Here's a little tip for these timelines. If you go to your event graph and then you find, oh, it's under components. Yeah, you grab one of these, you get it, and then you press, just type in rate. You can set the play rate, which is cool because you don't want to manually make a new timeline every time. You want to do it once. So then this rate can be promoted to a different variable, and then I'm going to name this variable cam lerp rate. And then that is going to change how long it takes. Now this is a new rate, so it should be like, you should think about it in terms of like math basically. So if something is at a rate, it's like 1x, 2x, 3x. So I'm constantly messing this one up. So let's compile. And let's try 0.2, and hopefully that makes it move slowly because we want to be able to like stop and watch this because maybe I just coded this to work too fast. Again, I'm gonna check all my code here. Oh, the other thing we can do is we can be absolutely sure that we're gonna get the right value, because off stream, I wrote this other function called, where is it? Counter caps. And what this does is if we accidentally do the wrong thing here, we're going to return a value on the other side of our counter. We got a series of numbers. We've got a series of numbers of cameras, right? We got camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4, stuff like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the current camera plus 1. Same as I'm doing over here. Current, where is it? Yep, so the current camera plus 1, current camera plus -1, which is -1. Then this is going to make sure that the number that we get out is actually set for a specific number. Another thing I'll tell you guys is that where are they going? The keyboard shortcuts are unbeatable. I say they're unbeatable, but then mine aren't working right now. There we go. Like Control W duplicates things. I would be dead without Control W. And it's not working. It's not exactly proving my point. However, Control V seems to be working fine. And then the max here is going to be this max current cam. I set this up last time. This is going to pull this down, and I'm going to... so this is just absolutely going to make sure that whatever value that we put in here, and then like I'm going to make sure this is minus again. Then hold on. Delete. And this will make sure that we are getting a valid camera reference from our next camera every time. It's very important. Because otherwise a lot of the stuff's not going to work. So let's see what happens if I try this again. So I'm going to press period to go up 1. That was cool, but either it's not actually working or it's going super fast. So lerp cam rate, let's set this and let's try like 10, because that might slow it down for us. If that's the problem. No, that doesn't seem to be the problem. And one of my buttons isn't working. So let's find out what's up with this. And then if we can't figure out a quick fix, I'll show you guys sort of how I debug stuff. Oh man, I don't know if I just missed that. You're watching me and Citizen Meta 1 at the same time. That is the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. They should leave your streams up for a little bit. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're totally right. I should probably leave them up for a little bit. I don't actually know what like people are hungry for out there. Like I don't know what people actually want. Like all I know how to do, and this is like my philosophy personally as an artist, is just like I only know how to make things that I want to see. Like there's so much YouTube content that's out there that like lots of people do, and some of it you can kind of tell like, okay, there's a market for this, but then there's things that I'm like, is anybody into this? Is like, does anybody think this is cool? Like, is there, who's this like important to? Let's see here. So we have the switch cameras up, so we're going to get rid of those. And then, all right. This should probably fix it. Did you see that? Did you see that? You guys, we just did it. That's okay, we got a glitch on the way back, but we have a lerp. And we figured out that I was right about how math works in Unreal. I made that transition way too fast. So camera lerp rate, I'm going to set this down to 0.2, but like you guys, virtual production still has a market, and VTubing is coming alive. Yeah, totally. I want to see it. I want to, and this is like maybe a whole video. I'm like, I feel very tepid about making this video because like I really don't even have any like I've just posted some tutorials. I've been doing this for like a month of like actually putting stuff up. It's very easy for me to just go underground and work on things. But I feel like a lot of what I see on VTube is like kind of the same stuff I see on YouTube anyways. And I think VTube could be a really cool way for people to share more personal, like intimate stories and experiences. And that's like a big part of why I'm doing what I'm doing and why I want to make my set look really good and why I want to like create as much functionality as possible is to like stretch the like the nature of what we can do with this. Like Vtube is coming live, and I'm so happy, and also like I really hope that this can create like transformative experiences for people, and that's very idealistic. I also don't know what time zone y'all are in. It's like afternoon here, but like you might be like, whoa, it's a little early in the morning for you to be like philosophizing on us, and it's like fair. All right, so we got to figure out what's going on with our backwards lerp. So we're lerping between cameras. That's great. It's cool. We have our start point, end point, which is good. In any case, oh, you know what? Here's what's going on is we haven't possessed our new pawns yet. So we actually do have to switch cameras after we're done. We do need to do a switch camera situation here. But we need to switch. Oh, London. You can code, so you should post. Yeah, London and South Africa. Hey, mates. That's pretty cool. It's very easy in the U.S. and this is like really unfortunate. But it's very easy in the U.S. to just feel like everything's the U.S. Like the whole world's the U.S. And I don't like that about the U.S. actually. But very cool. Greetings to both of you guys. I'm originally from like the Midwestern United States, so like everything is you guys there. It's a funny quirk. But I don't know if y'all say mates or whatever you say. So good day, mates, and also what's up, guys? Yeah. Okay. So this might fix our problem. So once we have this finished here, we're gonna create our set camera situation. Switch cameras. So we're gonna switch cameras, and then we're gonna do this camera plus camera minus thing. Actually, yes. Okay. We are gonna, in this setup here, we're gonna just like add a little piece of code that will help things massively. So we have our current cam here. Remember, I have a value that's set for every specific. Do not do the accent again. Oh yeah, no, like for sure. I mean, did I break into one? I definitely was like not consciously trying to do one. I know that in most like non-US places people say mates, and I really like that. I don't actually know if that's a South African thing at all. I've met some South African people, but I don't think they even said mates. Definitely wasn't trying to do an accent. Like if I'm gonna bust out an accent on you guys, I'm gonna try and do a good job. Just I feel like accents do irritate people, especially if you're not gonna be intentional about it. Like, ugh, yeah, no. Not my aim. It's an Australian accent. Yeah, I did say good day, mates. Definitely not trying to be Australian. I will say for me at least, I do find like the difference between South African accents and Australian accents hard to distinguish. Like, I know they're totally different, but for whatever reason, I just find them difficult. I use current camera needs to be set. And it is. Oh, I have a lerp cameras function there. Oh, maybe I should be. Right. That's how I started the stream. Yeah. Okay. Let's. All right. See, we've got our first lerp 2 here. We've lerped to that. Ooh, that was weird. That's not necessarily what I wanted. Oh man, I hope I didn't just lose Duxie on account of a complete linguistic malfunction. of mine. Hopefully I haven't offended him. I have. Kisse mate, bruv, brava, fella. Oh, cool, cool. Oh man, I see that my concurrent viewers just dropped just to you, Original 9. I think I have just offended this man. Oh man. Okay, let's do this. Yeah. So if I'm actually going to stream these, I should probably actually do my VTube picture-in-picture. I kind of thought nobody would show up, but our word for mates is bruh. Nice. Oh, okay, you're still here. Okay, cool. Wait, is it like a bruh, like a BRUH, or is it brew like a BRU? I think it's brew, right? Like, hey, brew, how's it going? Correct me if I'm wrong. I probably need to stop flicking my view all over the place. That's probably really annoying. Current camera plus. Yeah, we don't want to do that anymore. That's what's messing us up here. So check this. Okay, cool. We got one. Oh yeah. And then here's 2. This is so cool. I love this. This is great. And then we can change it, and then we can go back to 1, I think. Whoa, where are we going now? Oh. And then something I'd be interested in here is that I do know that the motion. Yes, it is brew. Don't worry about it. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I can do. If you guys want to hear some amazing accents, though, I can do some really, really goofy American accents from like the part of America I'm from, and I don't really even care if it offends anybody. Yeah, from Wisconsin. People from Wisconsin, they they talk a little bit like this. Oh yeah, oh lots of beers in Wisconsin. Oh yeah, we love beers. We drink beers and we watch the Packers. Oh yeah. That's enough of that. All right. You guys, this is. I mean, I was just saying I don't know who this is for, but I clearly have it all. I know how to code and I can do a Wisconsin accent. So this is working great. Like this is exactly where it needs to be right now. And the next thing we got to do is we just got to get we just have to set this up so that our currently we're just doing the transform. We're just doing the transform, but we want to be doing the everything. We want to set the actor transform. We want to change the focus. We want to change the focal length. We want to set all this stuff. So I'm going to copy that over here. This is maybe just like an Unreal 5 quirk, but my duplicate function legitimately just stopped working. So, all right. So camera, Cine Camera B. I'm gonna promote this to I'm gonna promote both of these. Lerping camera temp. I already made one of these, didn't I? Lerping camera B lerper temp. Okay. Active lerp camera A. Active lerp camera B. Yeah. I gotta bounce, but I will be in touch and we'll catch up with the stream a bit later. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I didn't know this would be useful to anybody but me. So hopefully this was helpful somehow, and let me know if there's any way I can help you in the future. Mate, bruh, keep up the good work. Thank you so much. All right. Let's just go to a sequence. All right. Just gonna do 2 of these and then boom. Make sure to get rid of that one because that will double fire and you won't want that. Oh, Duxie, you're also out of here. All right. Thanks so much for hanging out. Also, I really like that username. Okay, cool. Let's see here. The next thing, actually the next thing we got to do is we have to destroy our lerper camera. So go here, destroy actor, lerper cam. Makes you sad, but you got to do it sometimes. And yeah. So fun. What am I even doing? I just totally lost my. Oh, Duxie, are you still here? Were you saying bye to Original 9, or were you saying bye to me? Oh man, you're probably still here. Yeah. You can tell I'm very new to this streaming thing. So we're destroying the actor. We're doing the switch camera. Let's just test this out a little bit. The best way we can figure out if this is working properly and if we need to change any underlying functionality next is to just set up these different cameras, and then we'll have them all here, and then do we have camera IDs for either of them? Any of them? I'm just going to name this. I'm going to make this one 1, this one 2, and this one 3. So you are still here. Okay, good. I'm glad. I was about to get lonely. All right. So we just went from camera 0 to camera 1. Here's camera 1 to camera 2. And then camera 2 to camera 3. Cool. That works one way. Let's see if it works the other way, and then let's speed up this lerp too, because this is gonna get slow, baby, slow. So that's annoying. Let's do this all in a half second. So 1, 2, 3. No, going backwards isn't working, so that's interesting. And I don't know why, because most of our code's fairly identical. Lerp between, so the period is working. That's the lerp up chain. This one's working. It's not working, and that's the lerp down chain. So what's going on with the lerp down chain? Pre-lerp between cameras. That's the thing that we're going to call first. And when we're doing that's because we're not firing on the lerp down chain. We're fired on the wrong one. We're on lerp to specific. So if we do that now, just open a new window. Now, when we do this, we can go back and forth both ways. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that feels awesome. That feels amazing. So So cool. So all we got to get now is just some focus issues, focus and aperture and stuff like that. Some of these are going to be invisible to us because I haven't changed them. Let's change them so that we can be absolutely sure that we're doing what we think we're doing. So let's change that. Like, let's go to the cinema camera, aperture, camera, current aperture. Let's ratchet this one down. And then, so like, also let's make that a, we ratcheted it down, but we need to also make sure that we're not set to automatic. You said nice, thank you. Duxie, if you don't know this one, this is huge. This is a big deal. That it's always a big deal in what we're doing with when we're dealing with cameras. But the thing I always type in is exposure. This is absolutely huge. You go to manual, but then the first thing that'll happen is it'll go black, and I'm not sure why, but you have to increase the exposure comp to like sometimes an absurd level just to get what you were looking for in terms of your regular amount. So I normally set this to 9. We set the aperture down, which makes the image darker, and then so this is actually what we want. So when I press play now, when I go to that, see, then we got a dark shot. Whoa. When we went that one, we have an automatic camera again. So then it started adjusting itself to the scene. Yeah, dark to light. I guess we'll need to set up a couple more things here, because we also need a metering mode. Exposure. Ooh, interesting. It's under post-processing. Yes. And then I'm gonna set this to also post-processing. Set post-processing settings. We're gonna, you know what? Let's just pass on all of post-processing settings. So when we do that, suddenly our lerp camera will, yeah, see? And we're keeping the data between them, which is awesome. But that should be able to just stay the same for the most part. Maybe at like the halfway point it should switch over, but the even if it's manual exposure or or whatever else, we should be able to just let it sort itself out as it lerps. So I have these guys here. So what I want to do is get our active lerp A camera, or our active lerp. I want both of these really, and then we're going to lerp between them. As always, we want to be respectful of people's eyeballs, and then make sure we're doing a good job with reroutes and stuff, and making sure our blueprints look nice. Maybe it's on multiplayer. I'm still getting used to streaming, so I missed what you were commenting on. What about multiplayer? All right, let's see here. I'm just losing my focus all over the place today. We're gonna grab the lerper cam again, for all of these things to make them all the target. Except we're gonna have to get a cinema camera. Get cine camera component. Because that's what all of these want. Yeah. One of the biggest things with all of this stuff is that like some of these points, they want specific data and they'll reject other specific data. Duxie, you were saying that these are like Blender nodes, and they are like Blender nodes until they're not. Because Blender nodes, you can kind of feed anything to anything, and the worst case scenario, you'll just have something that looks horrible. But with these, like, you'll be like, why won't this accept my pin? And it'll be really obnoxious. So, sequence. We're going to set everything up to run every single time. We're going to set up also a lerp chain to be able to handle all of that. Add reroute node. Just keep this as clean as I can. Then let's see here. This is gonna lerp a bunch of things, and then it's gonna pass on those values into the next chain. All right. Gonna need that. Getting big. We're building the big boy over here. So, that's where these things are. It's like losing stuff. What's going on? Wow. So, oops. Build our lerpers in here. Yeah. Duxie, how are you doing? Do you have any questions? All right, so we're going to go from you know what? I'm going to start organizing this because it's going to get bad. There we go. It's the only way to reorganize that. So we're going to go from lerp camera A to lerp camera B. And then, dang it. Cloning is not working. Do not know why. All right, so here's a good, whoa, that's not right. What did we just do? What the heck was that? Oh, I see what we did. I see, we didn't wire up a bunch of code. What's my inspiration? Oh, Suleiman, greetings to you as well. Welcome to the stream. We're making a camera controller today. Duxie, so I think one of my biggest inspirations, I think this is maybe a good way to answer that question. One of my biggest inspirations is a website from the 2000s called Homestar Runner. I don't know if you know it, but it was a Flash cartoon, and it had like, you can see I have like this old school looking PC here, and one of the characters in that show had this like just ridiculously old computer, and he would answer emails on it. And it took me a while to figure out why I was inspired by that, but like I realized eventually, I was like, oh man, I love that show. That's probably why I wanted to build an old computer. Suleiman, because you're just joining us, we're in the middle of writing blueprint code. We are writing code functionality that will let us translate a view source between cameras. We're writing a code that will do that specifically. So we already had some code that will I think I need to make sure my 3D printer is not about to catch on fire. Give me 1 second. It's like 2 feet away from me. All right, nothing is on fire. Everything's awesome. It was 3D printing in the background at the same time as doing this. So just had to make sure that we were all safe and sound here. Let's see, my cables are all corded up. Yeah, so we are. So I can show you what we've been doing in just a second. I have to wire this up so that we're actually getting a proper view source every time. So yeah, so here we go. Yeah, so this is what we're doing here. And you can see this one is darker, and that's part of what we're testing right now. We are testing to see how we can get that camera to transition bright, see what it just did there. We want to get it to do that every time. So that's what we're working on right now is debugging and figuring out. Am I still live playing? There we go. No. So we're setting that up. We're trying to make sure that that's functioning well. We're gonna try and get this to behave properly. So it's kind of a mystery in terms of why it's working one way but not the other way. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's it should turn out. It should look really cool. Yeah, this is that's much better than switching to a different camera. Yeah, right, and we can do that too. I've written that we're in a camera cut controller right now, so I've written that functionality in already, and that's easy to do, but that's a little boring. And when I'm live and I'm doing Vtube, I want to be able to show off specifically like how to make that happen, words. When I'm live on Vtube, I might want to do a camera move because my background is in filmmaking, so like that would be a cool way to make it happen. The stream is it's definitely not a beginner stream, but it's totally interactive. So if any questions, just let me know. This is my first stream, by the way, too. So I'm still getting used to it. I'm like somewhat late to respond to some of these messages a little bit. Okay, so we don't even need this, I think. This is extra code, and that's maybe just messing things up. So the focus settings is what I'm really excited about next. So we are gonna, I don't know if we can lerp focus settings. That's gonna get weird. We can lerp parts of focus settings for sure. So active lerp camera A. And we're going to write why do you have a camera behind your character? Okay, so Duxie, I think you were on Sam's stream yesterday for Rococo, right? I put together just a little video to explain for him how I did it, but I have a camera on my face and it's not wired up right now. Although I'll you know what? I'll show it to you since you asked. it'll take me 2 seconds to set this up, but if I have that set up with live link so that if I wanted to do a first person view, and this will be a little complicated because I don't have my phone stand set up properly. Let me set up my phone stand. This might make a, hold on. There's a way I can do that without making an awful noise for the stream. But here we go. All right. Here. All right, cool. I'm setting up my live link face. I've got my Valve Index controllers here, so I'll play you a little bit of. Yes, that's the POV thing. You see, so now that I'm playing, do you see what's happening? I'm like, you can't see what I'm doing in real life, but I'm moving my head around. I'm tilting my head up, and then I'm looking up and tilting it down. I'm looking down, and it's totally real time, which is amazing. I should, yeah. I feel like I'm not. Let's see. Am I in a position to be able to show what I'm doing? I don't really want to mess with OBS to show you what I look like when I'm doing it, but that's the POV thing that Sam was trying to do yesterday. That's what that's all about. So someday I'll be streaming and I'll want to switch to a first person view or something like that, and I don't know what I'll do with it, but I have that ability now. So I have that as just like a simple switch right here. It's just as simple as just flipping that. So cool. Very excited. Yes, using the face track from LiveLink Face. It can take head rotation. So that was me rotating my physical head and my iPhone registering it using the Apple ARKit platform. Through the LiveLink Face app, of course. All right, let's see here. So I'm gonna break focus settings. I'm gonna get manual focus distance. So one thing that would be interesting to see is when we look at these camera components, these cinema cameras. Let's take a peek here, because one thing I want to know specifically is that when we use our focus settings, do we, like, if the method is tracking, like this camera is set up specifically to track me. This says manual focus. What I want to know is, will this still have a physical tracking, like, how do I explain this? If it's manual, then it's manual focus distance. If I'm tracking, do I still have that? Like, it goes away here, but is it hidden in the data structure somehow? Again, if any of y'all have any questions about what I'm doing, feel free to ask. I will answer them to the best of my abilities. So make camera controls. Manual focus distance. I'm gonna actually I'm gonna turn this into a lerp. And that's going to be, I don't know if you guys can hear in the distance the subtle sounds of a saxophone, but there's a gentleman in my neighborhood who is out on the corner every single day. He's like I guess he's a busker, but I'm pretty sure he lives around here. There's some older guys in my neighborhood that own property and kind of just can hang out and chill and do what they want. Are you able to add the head camera as a node in the level blueprint? Good question. Yes. So what's going on with the head blueprint, the head camera, is it is a node here. So currently we're using a camera control. We're having this thing called camera controller. This is a player controller blueprint, And this gives us actually specifically this node, because you're asking me, if I was able to add the head camera as a node. It gives us this set view target with blend node. And as far as I know, the player controller type blueprint is the only one that has access to this node. But this node is awesome. I have it switched right now so that it switches off of that and behaves in the default manner. But when I switch on to this simple way of setting a view target, what this will do is this view target will take whatever target I throw it. So when I hand it a virtual Woody character, then it just finds the it finds my character and it looks for a camera inside of it. I don't know what happens if I add multiple cameras, but it looks and it finds this camera. Oh wow, I'm still hooked up to live link face. It immediately finds this and then it's good to go. But yeah, you can see how it works here. Does that answer your question? Do you need to know anything more specifically about that? Otherwise, I'm going to keep on setting up these lerps. Camera A. Lerp camera B. Camera B, and then I think I need this cinema, get cinema component. Oh, no, I don't, because this is a cinema, this is a get focus. Oh, Control W worked that time. Manual focus distance. Then that's going to be my alpha here. And then I'm going to return that value, this new focus distance, which I'm actually going to reroute to this here, wire him up, get these guys out of the way for visual acuity, and then, yes, it does, thank you. Yeah, I think that's like some secret mumbo jumbo magic that's like hidden in Unreal, and I don't know why. I haven't seen anybody post anything about it, but like one of the just most magical things in Unreal, if you're setting up Vtube, is that you can go to set view target with blend in a player controller, and you can set any camera up. It's like there's no reason that's not. Oh, we got warnings. What's going on? Override pins have been removed from break. Let's verify the blueprint works as expected. Enabling visibility for more details. I don't know what that is. That's weird. That shouldn't be. There's no reason that we should be seeing that. Maybe it just doesn't like that we're not executing anything over here. I don't like warnings. Like, I think you should treat warnings like errors. Oh, hi, here I am. Man, in this situation, all right. So let's take this pawn and let's set it back to manual focus. I think, automatic focus is really good in Unreal, but like, I'm a cinematographer as well as a VTuber. Like, I want manual control over my focus. So give me some, let me see myself here. Cool. So now, okay, so we're having a bunch of stuff not working. So we need to figure this out. Where was I? Camera controller. Yes. Let's go ahead and do a quick save everything. Yeah, Suleiman, something else that you need to know about being able to access that node specifically, if you're going to use a player controller, you have to set that up here in the world settings, because you need to be able to add that to the scene somehow, right? So the best way to do that is by setting your default classes. So your player controller class, mine is set up to go to this camera controller. That's how it enters the scene. And if you find everything's grayed out, you might just need to make a new game mode. And then if you make your own game mode, like mine's what? Here we go. Yeah, mine's right here. When I made my new game mode, it made everything selectable again. All right, a lot of weird stuff going on here. A lot of weird stuff. Maybe we need to take this one at a time, because we never really figured out the aperture thing. So active camera A, let's figure that out. This is active camera A, this is active camera B. Active camera A gets solved for in the pre-lerp between cameras. And then it happens over here. We're getting the player pawn. We're casting to invisible pawn. Because that's what we're using. It's a custom pawn class called invisible pawn. And then we're getting camera B lerper temp for this part, and then that's cool. We're getting the cine camera here. Yeah, all right. I see what's going on here. I think that, let's see. So we're gonna lerp between point A and point B. Let's see here. So this is good, and this actually behaves like expected, but when I go backwards, it doesn't, and I'm not sure why. Because we've set everything up fairly well. Aperture. Oh, we were using the aperture as the alpha on the focus settings. That's really goofy. That explains the focus settings problems, at least. Current aperture between camera A and camera B. It's the best data I know how to get. Lerp between A and B. 100% of A when it's 0 and 100% of B when it's 1. I'll make a note of that. Sorry, I'm gonna watch your stream while working, so I might disappear for a moment and come back. Yeah, go for it, man. Do whatever you gotta do. Current aperture is being set every single time. No need for this thing. So the best thing I think I can do here at this point is just right before we go to this timeline, I'm gonna get a print, and then I'm gonna get another print. I'm gonna print the A and B apertures here between these cameras, and then we can work backwards. Duxie's back. Oh man, he's back. All right. All right, so we just went, so interesting. Aha, okay, so we're having a little switch problem here. So if we, let's see here. So our ending point, that's being solved. We're switching what's A and what's B, which makes sense, but then certain things are just not behaving as expected. need to remember not to do that. Don't know what that was all about. So I'm having a easy time lerping away from being at F12. I'm having a hard time getting it to lerp to F12. So F12. Whoa, just got a bunch of errors. Look at those babies. Whoa. Active lerper camera B is having trouble accessing it. Whoa, interesting. So we're losing our lerper camera B. Why not use a single camera? That's a good question, Duxie. So like, you're thinking like, okay, if I'm gonna pre-record a video, right? Like I could just have one here, and then I could just change it for the next shot. My goal is to be able to just do this all live. Maybe you meant that in a more in-depth way. Like maybe you were curious why I don't like why not just have one camera and move that camera to all the different places? And I have a good answer for that too. I specifically want to be able to move my cameras once I get to them. So I just moved to this next camera, and I can move it. And if I move back to the other one, I moved it. You know, that's a really cool function to be able to experience. The next thing I'll do after I'm done with this thing is I will set it up so that we can create new cameras by clicking a button. And then we'll be able to switch between those cameras, which would be super cool. Yeah, I think that the whole live streaming thing is so cool. I come from like a traditional video background where someone says quiet on the set and then you record things. I think it'd be cool to actually record all the videos live. And then like maybe I'll get a friend to direct me or something like that. And then, you know, we'll actually be streaming and we'll do a camera motion live while we're recording. Like all this stuff could be just incredibly cool. Like just opportunities for new workflows. Everything takes time, but it could be really, really rewarding. So we're having a problem up here. Because maybe, you know what? Let's see. That didn't trigger any errors, right? What I want to know is, did that trigger an error? No. That's weird. I don't know why we're having bugs with that. Because it seems like everything's working fine. And then it doesn't. So we have two Cinecam component objects here. A and B on our timeline. We have this new track out that goes between 0 and 1. Oh, I figured it out. Aha! So, every single time we're playing from the start, so we're going from 0 to 1, but what if that's not... Oh, shoot, that might not be it. Let's see, are we setting... We are possessing a camera at the end of this, right? Yes, we have to be. Unless lerp cameras is set to. Okay. Because we want to make sure that that's set to false. That's cool. Yeah, this is the part where it gets really unfun for people on the stream, because it's just me looking through my own madness, trying to figure out what the heck I did way back earlier in the stream. I'm really just trying to figure out why these two values here, why I can't switch between them every time. So let's get even more technical. Let's change the color. And then, so we'll have two sides of this thing here, and then let's print our new aperture for lerper cam. And then let's make this even brighter so we can see the difference. Okay, so that's really fascinating, because if you'll notice, what we're setting up here, we have all these values, right? The bottom two numbers are A and B, and you can see that we're actually doing a great job. The code actually works perfectly. The engine is just not keeping up somehow. So that's actually very, very interesting to me. Huh. That's so weird. It can go upstream but not downstream. That's really, really weird. I wonder if there's... Whoa. And then we got errors again. Error trying to read property. Active lerp camera B. I don't know how we had a problem with that, because everything worked the whole time. Set current aperture. Bugs. Oh, big bugs. Yeah, bugs. So we... yeah. Current aperture. Those get sent. Oh, you know, maybe we need to like lock... I really don't know what's going on and why this has become such a problem. I'm gonna do another print. Make this one totally different color, so I can know what I'm looking at. And then I'm just gonna give the display name. And I'm gonna make this last longer so that we have the same. Sometimes Unreal wants to help me and sometimes it doesn't. So let's see what it says that we're... Well, that's... You know what? If we speed this up a little bit, we can... if we actually speed this up, this is going to show us more data. So let's set our... Let's double it, and then we can see more on the screen at once. Visible upon 1, visible upon 12. And then, you know what? I'm going to... This is another thing. This is Bugsy, Duxy. You just said Bugs, so I called you Bugsy. Didn't mean to do that. But if you're still out there, pay attention to this one. This is a big deal. I'm printing a bunch of data, right? Because I want to be able to see where my bugs are. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to append information here. So I'm going to call this A camera. Then I'm going to leave a bunch of spaces and then plug that back in. Then I'm going to clone that. B camera. And I'm going to populate that. And then that way it's not confusing what's going wrong. Did I forget to compile? Nope, I'm in the wrong spot. I put the wrong... Oh, I can see why this is getting so confusing. I wish that Unreal had like a select on chain feature. Like, I wish I could press L like I can press in Blender and just select everything. It'd be really nice. Here we go. Let's try that. Here we go. A camera, invisible pawn 2. Okay, some of these sometimes it's not firing. Sometimes it's saying A camera twice. Oh, and that's just because it's still on screen. Oh, I see. I see what I did. I messed that up. It should both be B camera. These are both B camera. It's the same exact function. I might have to cut this short, you guys. I'm getting a little tired. I'm making big errors. Oh, oops. Don't even know what I just did there. Just press Control E. I'm not even sure what that does. Someone to debug my debugging. Wouldn't that be a great name for a stream? The like, just watch me kill bugs. That'd be so fun. Oh my gosh. So A and B camera are both being set. So the A camera is camera C14. So camera B is, yeah, some of these are pawns. Some of these are camera components. I think I just want the pawn in both cases. So yeah, it still doesn't make any sense to me why this is not working. Oh, you know what? It's probably just because all of these aren't in manual mode. We haven't wasted any time though, because we are learning things. All right. Exposure, manual. Yep. Yeah, this is why we're getting one-sided experiences with this. You know, we should edit the default situation here. I want this to by default have the metering mode set to manual and the compensation set to 9. Haha! Let's see if that does it. Yeah. Yes. Ooh, yeah. Okay. We were in the right spot all along. Whoa. This is tripping. Maybe the weirdest stream. Oh my gosh. What? Oh man. Oh, my iPhone's overheating. Gonna make that stop. That's something to watch out for, I guess. Figure out how to cool my little space in here. It's really hot and I'm really sweaty, but my leg is cold. Explain that one to me. Yeah, Duxie. Yeah, is absolutely correct. That's what is. Whoa. Whoa. Weird. What's happening when that's happening? Camera A is. Camera B is just camera. Oh, I know what's up. I know what's up. I know what's going on with that. So I know why that bug's happening, and I just got to watch out for that bug. We probably need to add some code function that makes sure that there are valid, that we have a valid key, like, that we have a valid next camera, and that's easy to. It's pretty easy to create. So I know this is getting pretty heady already, Freddy, but when we are getting our new cameras and we are setting them here, I'm gonna leave that up, but I am gonna kill this because that's really annoying to look at. We are gonna do a check to make sure. We're gonna extend all of this. Let's bring this closer. But we are gonna check to make sure that we are dealing with proper data before we are switching things over, because we want to make sure that nothing embarrassing happens to us on the stream. Not that that would really be a problem for me. I think I would just kind of like ride into that. But yeah. So this condition, we're going to make sure that this like is a valid object. So I'm going to go to not equals, and then I'm going to leave it blank here. But this if you don't set an object here for an object reference for a not equals on an object reference, it's just making sure that our like it's just checking to see if it not equals a blank, because a blank is what we want to avoid. So I'm going to create an and boolean here so that we have this functionality on both ends. Probably what we could just change our plus or minus here, instead of just having two of these redundancies here. And again, duplicate's not working. So it's a pretty long blueprint. Well, I guess let's I think I want an or here, not an and. Yeah, pretty sure that's it. Whoa, that what? That just got weirder. I regret everything. What just happened? Oh no. What on earth? No. What did we do? What did we do? Oh, it's terrible. Oh my gosh. That's awful. Yeah. What? What was that? All right, I gotta slow this down and actually understand what's happening. This is so far away from being usable. Invisible pawn 1 to invisible pawn 2. You gotta be kidding me. What's happening? Oh, I unplugged that in the process. Unplugged that one in the process. There we go. Not a legitimate, yeah. So it's only happening when we're running into blanks. All right, so let's do the branch. Let's pull the branch off of the let's pull the yeah, I should actually fix this now. True. Pass that one back on up. This is unsightly to me. It's better. Still horrible. Okay, cool. Cool. Now let's see if this fixes our... And same problem again. Did I make the same mistake? Yes, I did. Don't know how that happened. That's okay. Wait, we were supposed to see if this... Yes. That's good code. That works exactly how I'd like it to work. That works very nicely. That should get rid of all of our errors. All right, let's just sew up the details on this lerp between, because let's and then let's deal with let's lerp this focus too. See here. How's everybody doing? Does anybody have any questions about what's going on here? Is there anything, I know this is like heady stuff, but is there anything I can bring to the fore to help elucidate for anyone? Let's see here. Okay. Mm-hmm. What GPU do I use? Oh man, I'm a little bit ashamed because I don't actually get enough use out of it, but I do have a 3090. I was like, it was time to upgrade my PC, and I was like, I'm not kidding around. The probably in 2021, the next logical question, Duxie, is like, how did I manage to do that? And I bought it from a custom house in Washington. I got it from Puget. I found out about them because of Corridor Digital. So that's what I did. I honestly I was told by a friend who builds PCs that I probably didn't do too bad in terms of how much money I spent, but because I'm a very frugal person, or at least I try to be. Yeah, I do have a 3090. But so far I use my nice computer to just have too many tabs open and too many programs open. So I have a good CPU as well. All right. So our focus lerp and our focal length lerp. We're going to make one of these have a ridiculous different focal length, and then we're going to see if this works. Camera component. All right, I got to be done soon. I'm getting pretty fried. All right, so we'll focal length for this one's going to be like 12. So we will go to here, go to here, go to here. Ha ha ha. Yep. Oh my gosh, this is great. Okay. Oh man, that gave me a lot of steam back actually. I might be here for a minute. Can you please give me your old one? I don't think you want my old one. The last desktop computer I have is a Mac Pro from 2013. So I don't think you want that. I don't think you're gonna know. I don't think you're gonna be able to get that out. It was like a dual AMD GPU and not like a notable AMD. Like I don't even remember what it was called. Fire something. Yeah, you don't want that. That's my old GPU. I bought that 6 years ago. It's a Mac. It's not helpful. It was helpful. It's seen its time. Now it does word processing for me. So that's what's going on there. Okay. So here's what's up. So I'm going to do something cool here. I'm gonna push all this stuff through an ease interpolator. So I'm gonna transfer all of these lerps into this ease function, and what this will do is this will give me an even, dare I say, sexier transition. So this thing's magic. This one, like, if you guys are tuning in, like, this is the thing. This is wonderful. I don't know if any of y'all ever use After Effects, but After Effects lets you ease your keyframes. Essentially what we're doing is keyframes. So I'm going to ease in out, which is like ease in and out. Oops. Looks like it got a little turned around here. I don't know what the blend exponent's supposed to do. This is A, this is B, this is alpha. So I'll be able to change this. between this and the rate, like, because I can always go back to linear, and that's going to work like a normal lerp. But yeah, this ease function, yeah. Then A, B, thank you. And then one more over here. I'll probably make a value. Yeah, you know what? Here, because it would be annoying if we had to change the mode on these all the time, right? That would be obnoxious. We're gonna set this to lerp type. You know what? Let's just go nuts and let's organize these. This is a good time to do it. Lerp rate, lerp type. Yes. Nice. So I can grab that lerp type. And steps. Where did that come from? Huh. Weird. You know, here's the thing, Duxie, about the GPU stuff is that it's overrated. So I have a laptop and I have a 2070 on there, and it's awesome. Like, before I got this computer, before this came in, I was just using that, and it was great for Unreal. If you're trying to do stuff in Unreal, it's fine. If you mentioned Blender before, so I'm guessing you're a Blender user. But if you are trying to like just do real-time graphics, it's not gonna be so bad. Like, I don't know what you're rocking. Like, if you're rocking a GTX something, like, you might be in trouble. But any of those 20 series cards probably get you on your feet in Unreal Engine. I don't know if you've seen William Foucher's channel. He's a bona fide genius, and he produces really good looking stuff, but then all his stuff is on his 2060 maybe. But whoa, yeah, all right. But you see, we added that little bit of like a S curve feature here. We got this translation that looks a little bit more cinematic. I think that's really cool. I'm really into that. Okay, so it's coming together. So this is awesome that we have all this functionality. We got to start building more cool stuff for this that will not only let us change things, but let us also kind of tuck and hide away and get information when we choose to while we're filming in Vtube. Because that's where the magic happens. So the next thing is making sure that we have a controller that can change these cameras. We can already move them, which is awesome. That's so cool by itself already. I love that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Duxie, if you can come to the States and you can help me figure out how to open my GPU on my old 2013 Mac Pro, it is all yours. I don't even know how to get it. Actually, legitimately, I think the only thing that you could change in that is the RAM. Well, this is cool. I think I'm due for a break. But what a great stream. Man, people hanging out, people chatting. I just thought I was an island here, so I'm just very happy to have been of any help at all if I can. Yeah, and you guys feel free to don't be strangers. I'm trying to figure out what to do next. Like, maybe eventually I'll get a Discord or something like that. I feel like there are a lot of people that, I mean, like, I don't know how many Discord servers people want to join. I won't, like, oh, hey, Sean. How's it going? Yeah, Sean, I'm just wrapping up this stream. I just built a custom function in this camera controller. Don't know how long you've been on, but to anyone else out there, if there's ways I can be helping you, we'll find ways to be in contact, I'm sure. So yeah, cool first stream. Thanks everybody, and appreciate y'all. I'm gonna wrap, and it's Woody out.